Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody, and good evening, everybody, to whoever's watching this podcast at whatever time. This is Shout from the Heart. I'm your host, none other than me, Isaiah Pfeiffer, and my mom is working both cameras, YouTube as well as TikTok. You know, the sound effects and everything, all that stuff. Get your comments, questions, and concerns in as I'll get to them later on in the show. But something happened over these last couple of weeks with my college team. Wake Forest, they lost in football to California, which kind of took a blow to our bowl season. But I don't think we're gonna go to a bowl this year anyway, because we're rebuilding anyway. So it doesn't even really matter. But due to our win against USC, I was about to say USC, but SC Upstate, Wake Forest is now 4-0. Is it a perfect 4-0 like we've been playing clean games? No, it hasn't been. But if your team is 1-1 in the ACC, you shouldn't be talking about anybody else's team sucking. That's just my opinion. That's just my take on it, and I'm sticking to that. Now, let's get to what happened last night. Because it was a battle for the NFC. Oh, and by the way, before I get really far into it, 40th career triple-double for LeBron James the other night in the win. The Lakers are now 7-4 under JJ Redick. And we just start group play for this NBA Cup tournament that's going on. We are the defending champions, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, last night, Jalen Hurts did not play a clean game like that, like past previous weeks. He didn't even play that good. He played good enough to where we are on top of the NFC East, undefeated in the division, 8-3 overall. We take first place outright. It was 28-16. And Dallas got it, scared me, fumbled the ball, but Calcaterra got it right back for us. Then Jake Elliott, we got to work on them field goals, man. I don't know why you're missing all these field goals when you can make them, but we got to work on that. Now, I do have an Eagles fan in the room. She was cutting up last night on the show, as well as my dad in the YouTube chat. Mom, your take on us taking the division and the rest of the schedule so far, because we got the Rams, we got the Ravens, we're going to see the Commanders again, we're going to see the Giants again, we're going to see the Cowboys again, we got the Ravens, the Panthers, and the Steelers. Those are just the remaining games of the season. We are on top, 8-3. Pretty much, if the season was to end today, we'd be the number 2 seed.
Yeah, well, the Rams is going to give it, from here on out, it's going to be a fight. Even though the Giants aren't looking the best, because they're division, we're division, it's going to be a fight. But we better not sleep on those Steelers. Don't sleep on them. You know, that's not no easy win. Neither is the Ravens. Definitely isn't an easy win.
Oh, I have us losing to the Ravens.
You know, our defense sometimes when in the beginning stopping the run just seems to be something non-existent. But Jalen definitely has to step up. He definitely is going to have to step up. We can't just I got to do better. We need to grow. He's got to really come out there and do his thing from start to finish. I think it'll all come together. I don't see a reason to be panicking or anything. But anybody from this point on is going to be gunning to pretty much knock us down.
Yes, and I believe that game is in LA. So there'll still be
Sunday night football.
There'll still be sunlight for Sunday night football. Just on their end, the sun will just be going down. It'll be like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, somewhere around there at that time. You know. But we get to the other games, because since we done got that out the way, we got a long ways to go before Monday Night Football when we see them boys But we'll get to that later. Packers and Bears. Apparently, my friend Stats on the show thinks that this is an interesting matchup to watch, even though that was not part of the question of the day yesterday. Figured that he just throw that out there, but nobody really wants to. I wouldn't say it like that. If you're fans of both teams, you'll watch it. But as far as something like, oh, let me turn this on, no, I'm not gonna. It's not even worth it for me, but because the Packers are going to win. They'll struggle while doing it, but they'll win. Jaguars, Lions, I've seen upsets before, but the Lions are too good right now. They're going to lock up the number 1 seed and might even lock up home field advantage. So, Raiders and Dolphins, Tua, I need you to tackle with your shoulder. Stop with all this head first nonsense, okay? And all this is in your blood and all that. No, I don't care. Okay, you're going to get yourself hurt. That's how you get yourself hurt all the time. So as long as you don't do that, you'll win the game. I got y'all winning anyway for the picks, the sake of my picks.
I think he's playing all out. I don't think that he's intentionally doing it to hurt himself. I think he's doing it because he just loves the game. And was it the best decision? No. But he can't, like he said, everybody's like, oh my God, he's had concussion. Well, he knows that. But at the same time, you can't expect him to go out on the field and that's all he thinks about. He's just got to go out there and play the game. I mean, he knows his options. He knows what'll happen. I think they just need to let up off of him. And just let him play. That's what he's doing. I think he knows in his heart this may be it. And why not just go out there and play hard just like he would, because he didn't do anything unusual. He did what he normally does.
Yeah. We got the Rams and the Patriots. My friend just asked me about this morning. I got the Rams going and winning this one, but they can do whatever they want to. Just next week, just know that we here and we ain't going nowhere. And no one asked us to. So the Browns and the Saints. Browns, I'm going to take y'all. Saints, sorry, tight end friend, I'm sorry. But it's just, y'all are decimated right now. I'm sorry. Normally I would take you. But you guys are just so hurt and decimated. I mean, you got Carr back, that's fine. But can Carr get you the ball? I just want to see you just break it for a touchdown. Can Carr get you the ball, please? Please? I would love to see that. A division game. A game that actually people were interested in talking about last night or during this crossover sports show. 100.7 WLJF. I haven't plugged that enough and shared the station and everything with you. That is my fault. I should do a better job of that, seeing as though I'm part of the show and everything. But the Ravens and Steelers, that's a game that's interesting, but the Ravens own the Steelers ever since Lamar Jackson got there. The Ravens have been owning the Steelers, and they will continue to do so. However, the Steelers will not make it easy. Okay, it's not going to be easy. This ain't the same Steelers team from a couple years ago. The Vikings and the Titans, I got the Vikings. I don't trust the Titans. Wow! I don't trust the Titans. I'm sorry. Everybody's wowing and everything. I don't trust the Titans. Oh, by the way, for the one that was a Steelers fan, I told you what would happen, and I predicted it. And I got it right, didn't I? I told you. I told you I would get a win last week. I gave you enough confidence. I told you. Colts and Jets. I don't like Aaron Rodgers. You got Saleh fired. And then you're playing Anthony Richardson. So that's an easy target for you, all right? Like, come on now. You got to do what you got to do. Falcons, Bo Nix with the Broncos. Bo Nix, because the Falcons, you started off here. Now you kind of declining a little bit, kind of doing what we did last year with the 10-1 start, you know. Seahawks and 49ers. I had to use the Seahawks for the sake of the picks for the crossover. I do not, in under any circumstances, believe now that they got run CMC Christian McCaffrey back, that the Seahawks are actually going to win this game. They may have gave them a fight the first time around, but it's not going to be that easy this time around. I have the 49ers in this one. Bills and Chiefs. I'm going against the NFL on this one. I'm taking the Bills. The Bills, yeah, I'm taking them because Patrick Mahomes is the league's leading interception leader with 9 interceptions. He cannot go a game without throwing an interception. And if you can't go a game without throwing an interception and your stats are looking horrible, I fear for what that means for the Super Bowl. I fear for that. And that lets me know furthermore that you're not going to be able to three-peat. Sorry. Not with stats like that. The Bengals
Well,
and the
they
Chargers.
always got the ref on their side.
So they say.
Yeah.
So they say.
The refs always
It's
seem to be on
scripted.
their side. There's so many doggone calls that they're getting that I'm like, makes you question.
Sunday night football matchup, we got the Bengals and the Chargers, and we are going to get the Bengals a W. It's about time, you know. And then, as I alluded to, with Dak Prescott being out for the season, as I alluded to at the beginning of this, before I started it, Monday Night Football, it's a long gap for us Eagles fans, but hey, we'll take it. As long as we get to see the Cowboys lose and revel in it, we can knock them down a peg, you know. Just pride comes before the fall, you know. God can take the foolish things and confound the wise because they're so arrogant. The Cowboys are, as an organization, the owner is arrogant. The fans are arrogant. Every year, it's the same thing. So it's nice to see that these fans are getting exactly what they deserve. And they're still going to get it because Cooper Rush is not the future. And Trey Lance, he got to develop. And C.J. Stroud is due for a breakout game. And just so happened, Cowboys, you're at home. You haven't been doing well at home this year. So, you know, you're playing one of the top defenses in the league, too. So, on that note, I take questions, comments, and concerns.
You think the Texans have it together, considering they've been struggling these last couple of games?
This is a breakout game for them, like I alluded to. So, yes, they got it together.
Yeah, he might get his confidence through this game.
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
Stroud, man, he's going to be throwing for a lot of touchdowns down there. That defense just gave up. The whole team gave up, really. And that had nothing to do with the loss last week. We just kind of put the nail in the coffin last week. They gave up, like, I don't know, week 6.
How do you feel about Jaden Daniels?
Jaden Daniels played his butt off last night.
Mm-hmm.
I will give credit where credit is due. At halftime, at halftime, I said that he's Rookie of the Year because they had us up, 7-3 at halftime.
Yeah.
Then we come out 10-6. And then that touchdown throw at the end, that was amazing. And it amazes me that Zach Ertz could actually catch that ball because
with us, it was.
Dijon was all over him on that 2-point try. All over him. It was hard to see the ball. Then we had to zoom in on his feet. Oh, he did get the feet down. Kind of dotted the edge of that end zone. Luckily, we escaped. And I say escaped because even though we're top of the division, we still got some stuff to work on. Like I said, a lot. Field goal kicker. Not so much coaching this time. Well, on defense, a little bit of Sirianni needs to step out of the way, like I said on the show. Still needs to step out of the way.
Yeah, he's big on this deep ball throw. Can we run it and then the deep ball will open?
Yeah.
He's
we
big
started
on
off just throwing. We barely run the first half, barely. He had 74 yards rushing and ended the game with 100 yards rushing. So, I don't know. I don't get it. But, yeah, with Jaden Daniels, all power to you. You guys are young, but you're going to the playoffs still. See, this is one of them games where whether we won or whether the Commanders won, it doesn't really matter. All it matters for is the bragging rights for you saying, oh, we're top of the division, yay. But as far as playoff seeding, we're both still in the playoffs. Both of us. So, and I just want to give Jaden Daniels some advice. Remember, Playoff football is different from football in the regular season. And it doesn't matter what you did in the regular season. It never mattered what you did in the regular season. The records only matter to get you to where you want to go. When you get to the playoffs, all that matters is not what you did before or not what you did to get there. It's what you're going to do when you get there.
Yeah. Do you see any kind of future for the Cowboys? I think they're done.
Well, let me see. Let me be realistic as I possibly can. And I've said this before, like months ago. There will come a time where I will have to sit at the house during February and watch them boys in the Super Bowl. Will they win it? Depending on who they play, I don't know. But there will be a time in the near future, not right now, but in the near future, where they will be in the Super Bowl. The only thing that is hindering them from getting back to where they want to be is the owner.
Their owner.
And I'm being really serious. They really should have had at least about another Super Bowl like a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as that came in the league, actually.
Yeah.
But because Jerry Jones is all in the way and don't care nothing about anybody but Jerry Jones, that's what happens. You get the owner out of the way. See, Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman, they ain't in the way all the time. They'll step in when they need to step in. But you don't see them up down there calling plays and telling Nick Sirianni and Kellen Moore what to call or whatever coaches we had before in the past. You don't see that happening.
You don't see very many owners doing that.
Exactly.
You really don't.
Just stay out of the way. Your job as an owner is to be a figurehead, promote the team, and step in when you need to step in.
Yeah, he does way too much. I agree.
And I'm sorry, because I like Mike McCarthy when he was with Green Bay, and I like him now, but he's a scapegoat.
Oh yeah.
I'm calling for it right now in the future. They lose a couple more games,
He'll be out.
he'll be out. And I hate to say that, but Jerry is like that. He operates like that, and he can tell you that he's not going to do that
Oh yeah.
on the media. But we
gonna
all
do
know
it.
he's going to do it.
Mhm.
Same thing with the Sunlight. Well, it's an advantage. We knew what we was doing. Yeah, okay. Now, when your receivers and stuff start dropping the ball, I bet you drop that curtain down on that thing.
It's ridiculous the things that he says. Matter of fact, Jalen Hurt had said something about you could definitely see the sun, and so if also the defense, like your opponent is saying something, your players are saying something, just swallow your pride and fix the problem. Fix the problem.
But the same thing is, Mom, they have a curtain for concerts and stuff. We had WrestleMania 32 over there in Dallas. They had the curtain with the windows drop down on the thing so the sunlight wouldn't be in the wrestlers' eyes. So it's not like you can't do it. It's just the fact that you don't want to do it. You stubborn and hard-headed and don't want to do it.
True.
Do I have any more questions, comments, and concerns? Oh, wow. Oh, boy. Well, I enjoy the ones that participated and joined us here. As you know, I do film this pre-recorded in the morning sometimes, depending on, whether or not my sister has practices and stuff going on during competition. She's doing well. She is qualified for this state, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she's qualified for the state. So, with that being said, congratulations, Lyric. Appreciate you for everything you're doing right now, your hard work, getting to the state.
And school.
School. Awesome. Both of them are. Justice, that's why you don't hear from him behind the camera as much. We'll get him back behind the camera soon,
All A's.
All A's on the report card. Yeah, all A's, And we're hoping for a good interim report here in a couple weeks. Actually,
in a couple of days, which was really crazy.
That's,
We've never seen
COVID
that.
has messed everything up. I did. The end of the first quarter, the 9 weeks. Well, this is the second quarter. So, get report cards and yay.
We got
and
report
then,
cards yesterday.
Oh
and
my
then-
God, we get interim reports. That's not good for the people that. And see, I know the trick too. I grew up knowing the trick. They love to get you before the holidays, like
Yeah.
especially if you're like one of those students that like performed, but like it
Nah.
kind of was in the middle of it, and you got them C's or something like that. And the interim reports start showing. See, back in the day in elementary school, you didn't have the stuff showing, the grades of each thing showing. You just had
A or B.
you had the overall grade and little comments beside. Now you get to middle school, high school, everything switched up now. You got grades breaking it down. So, yeah, it's bad for bad for the ones that are making bad grades, you know.
Yeah.
Around the holidays, I'm taking stuff up under the tree. You're on punishment type of deal. But study hard, guys. You know, we're coming down to the last stretch of the Christmas holiday and everything. So
Yeah, maybe we can have our two little friends that come out, the elves, come and do some of the show with you.
they'll make a special appearance one day, but we do not dictate their magic.
No, we can't dictate their
We don't
match.
dictate their magic.
That-
They'll be here in 2 weeks.
Yep, they're gonna make their
Yes.
entrance. The kids are already asking about them.
Yes. And next Friday is the last show of November because Black Friday, there will be no show. You give me some rest and relaxation, I promise you, I come back fully aware and we can do this. And then in December, that's our last prayer and quarterly fast revival. At that time, we already know the playoffs. And at that time, we already are winding down in NFL. So you already know who's going to be back in December. Yeah, I'm plugging him. He was having a field day last night on the crossover show. So was Mom. You know, he goes by the name of DBP on that show, but he's my dad. So you know that's what we're gonna call him on my show. It's just my dad. But he's sitting right here, front and center. But on that note, I'm gonna stop rambling on and be quiet. You know, in this show, we're gonna keep it rolling next week. Appreciate you guys for tuning in on this early morning, afternoon, whenever you're watching. Take care and God bless.